Hey, it's the official podcast, episode 335. Jackson was over there, troubled, wanting to
Giggling.
ask me a question. So go ahead.
Oh, yeah. Okay, so I've wanted to know over the last 24 hours, Charlie, after blowing you off to not play it with you, how
Yes.
was Redfall?
Yeah, it's just horrible. It's very bad. I don't know what happened to Arcane Studios. They got hit with a stupid beam or something. I don't know what they were thinking with that game. There is nothing in it that's unique, ambitious, interesting. It's all just very cookie cutter, generic gunplay that doesn't feel good, with a very bare bones looting system. And they also didn't even bother to put cutscenes in the game, so instead they tell the story through still images that aren't even stylized art. It's just frames from the game where they pan a camera around. It's embarrassing.
The game was in development for 5 years, right? That's what I heard.
Yeah, well, I mean, I'm assuming they've been working on it since Prey,
Yeah.
which would have been a little more than
2017.
5 years. Yeah,
2017 was Prey. Yeah, that makes sense. So yeah, I mean, 100%. It absolutely looks like just an uninspired slog. There have been clips posted online over the last 24 hours constantly of just the game world, and it looks just so fucking dead and
it
boring
is.
and
Yeah,
like
no, it's terrible.
non-responsive as well, weirdly enough. Like, I'm so used to games being like hyper detailed these days, I guess, but like there was a video floating around of a character walking up to a player character walking up to like a car and shooting the window, and nothing happened. And I thought that was just like the biggest sign that this game was the laziest mess ever released in the last year, probably.
What's crazy is not a lot of people have shown this, but I learned last night none of the vampires in the game, the main threat, have pathfinding. So what you can do is if you go behind a box or if you go around a car, they can't figure out how to get to you, so they just stand there, or they stand there attacking the car, so you can just freely kill them.
So the AI
like-
is dog shit.
Yeah, the AI is beyond dog shit. They actually can't get around even the smallest obstacle.
It is
Wow.
unbelievable.
That mostly means there really is no AI.
Yeah, no, it is straight up embarrassing.
I did see a clip of someone walking up behind a vampire and like doing the melee attack behind or whatever to insta kill them, and the vampire just crumpled or something. It was like,
Yeah, you can do that.
it's the dumbest shit ever. It looks so bad. Like you look
It
at
is so
games like I don't know, like The Last of Us and stuff. 5 years dev time probably for those as well, but you can really see where the effort went. With this, it looks like I can't see how this took more than like a year and a half to make. It's so
I
it looks
actually
so
can't see how
bland.
it took a year. I really can't. It's bad. Like it's bad.
Do you think there was a game that was like rebooted a few times in there? Maybe.
What I think must have happened is over the course of the last 5 or whatever years, they must have had so many ideas for Redfall, but then each time like they got hit by a flood and lost all of their work. So by the end of it, they were just left with like the scraps, and they pieced it together like this just to get something out.
God's trying to like keep it from the game from releasing desperately.
Yeah,
Sending flood after flood.
it is an embarrassing product. And $70 too, by the way, and it's locked at
Oh.
30 FPS on consoles.
Yeah, I know.
It could be the case. I wonder how often that happens where, like, the company signs a deal with a publisher that they have to release a game, but at some point they just lose any will to actually make it anymore.
Yeah.
But they still have to release something.
I mean, this game is an internal. This studio is an internal studio of Microsoft now. I believe that obviously this game was started before Microsoft purchased Bethesda, but still, like, they chose to release this, and it's been like 2 years since the deal went through. So they had every opportunity to, like, I don't know, cut it or whatever, refocus their
Yeah.
efforts on something else. But no, Xbox decided the best thing to do in this last week was to release a dog shit game that has scored like 50, I think it's on Metacritic, which is just fucking...
I don't know why it's that high. I actually don't. The defense I've seen of it is like an ASPCA commercial. The people on Twitter are like, but people worked hard on this. We should give them our money and our respect. I'm so tired of people being mean to the game devs for something like this. Treating it like it's charity.
Yeah, I'm so sick of that take in the video game community that every game is going to release with issues. Just suck it up. Like they did it with Jedi Fallen Survivor as well. I saw a few people commenting on how
I was
games
gonna bully you for that. So
games should be released in such a
my
poor
show
state,
notes
or be allowed
have
to.
I have a show note that just says Star Wars still sucks. So what's up with that game?
The
I
game's
think-
good. It's just the
yeah.
performance is fucking
cut it.
horrible.
Oh Jesus!
What the fuck was that?
George
What
Lucas got him.
My cat is increasing the music volume. Chill.
Well, my
Yeah,
cat
she-
just jumped up on the desk right now as well. You like summoned her.
Aw,
Cute.
do a cat cam too. What was I saying? Oh, yes. So Star Wars blows ass.
No, it's a fantastic game. It is actually the best Star Wars game.
Well, I saw
But
people showing like terrible
Yeah.
performance in the game, even with like a 4090.
yeah, 100. Yeah, I was gonna preface that by saying I'm pretty fortunate that I've got a good build that somehow still managed to put out a good performance on the game. That is not the case for most people. Absolutely, it is an unoptimized piece of shit PC port, 100%. So yeah, there's no way that the game should score highly or anything like that, in my opinion.
Absolutely.
And didn't they make a press release saying that it's because there's just such a quantity of different PC builds
Yeah,
that they just couldn't optimize it or something? That is such fucking horseshit.
yeah. You may as well sum up
That is
the
the dumbest
message by saying we
excuse.
can't do our jobs. Like, we're paying $70 for it. Go fuck yourselves. Put out a product that
What
works.
does every other game work?
Yeah.
Yeah.
There's been plenty of great PC ports over the years. I'll even give Microsoft some credit. Hi-Fi Rush was a great game this year that had a great PC port. Probably like Microsoft's only good game of the last 10 years, actually. But it was a good PC port. It's possible.
I mean, even the Elden Ring people made it run fine on PC eventually, and those people give less than a fuck about PC ports. They basically think PC people are just subhuman scum.
Yeah,
I got
how
shit for
long-
this.
Even they did
How
it.
long
I
did
got
it
shit
take
for
Elden
this.
Ring to do that? Didn't it get like
Yeah.
2 patches, one after 4 days and the other after like 11, and then it fixed 90% of the issues?
They
Yeah,
were
I
I
quick.
think
Yeah,
so.
they were
There was
quick.
one big fix that they were pretty quick. But I mean, the point is, it like runs on the fucking Steam Deck, for God's sake. You can't make a game run on a PC with a 4090 Nvidia card.
And I'm glad you brought that
Come
up because they really just have no excuse compared to other large studios. Resident Evil 4 Remake is incredibly optimized and looks even better and runs on the fucking Steam Deck.
We shouldn't be praising companies for releasing products that work. We should be criminalizing the ones that release products that don't. It's not like some high bar to release a product that actually fucking works. It's such a dangerous slope that the video game community is on and has been for the last like 5 years probably.
I don't know why there's even debate and fucking discourse about this issue where people are like, oh, defend the devs and they worked hard and oh, I'm a fan of this franchise. No, you paid for this.
Exactly.
If it was free, that's different. If it was a free game, then it's like, oh no, they worked hard on it and I can see where it works and where it doesn't. I'll give it a chance and blah, blah. But no, you paid for it. Get your money back if the product is not satisfactory to the price. That's it. There's no debate. That's the fucking economy.
I think it's video game companies don't mind releasing a broken product anymore because they have a mentality of they can fix it afterwards. They don't care about
Yeah.
taking the initial hit on their reputation because they can fix it afterwards. They still release the product, they get the money.
And well,
And
it's also because gamers accept that. You know,
Exactly,
I mean, look at Cyberpunk 2077, which was a giant unfinished mess when it came out, but it was still the biggest fucking thing. And yeah, a lot of people refunded it or hated it, but people still played it. People still went through it. People still bought it. It's still like
I
talked
forgot
about.
that game existed.
Yeah.
I mean, not that much. I sometimes see them pushing like little updates, like real-time ray tracing or whatever, almost going, remember us? Remember the game we released and everyone shit on it? It runs now, please try it.
Yeah, they put a lot of
I
effort
don't know,
into it
good for them for
post-launch.
fixing it, I guess.
Yeah.
That's good. That's
With
good to
free
hear.
releases and stuff. And was the game broken on launch or was it just bad
Yeah,
design?
Oh yeah.
You don't remember
Oh,
that they had to
yes.
delist it from PS3 because it wouldn't work?
Oh wait! Oh my god!
Yeah.
I thought we were talking about No Man's Sky. I saw No Man's Sky in chat. My bad.
Oh.
No Man's
No
Sky
Man's
was
Sky had a
a
similar.
Oh, yeah, no.
No Man's Sky
Yeah.
was a fun example in the Elden Ring direction, though, where it came out and it was broken and had missing content and just
I think it was
was
just
not
bad
worth.
game design. I think it was just bad game design, and they made
Well,
promises
no,
that they didn't fulfill.
it was actually like not giving what it promised. For example, One of I think the guy who was the head of the whole project said, we're designing this so the universe is so big you will not find other players and it'll be exceedingly rare. And there's footage of a few groups of people where they were like, okay, we have confirmed through every single metric that we are standing in the same spot on the same planet. And the way they implemented this is you just don't see or interact with each other at all. There's like no multiplayer whatsoever.
Well, he was telling the truth, kind of. It's just that there was no multiplayer.
No, there was just no multiplayer. But with No
It's a
Man's
feature, not a
with
bug.
No Man's Sky though, they kind of flipped the script where they just kept putting out content and fixes
content.
over time, and now I wouldn't say the game is great, but you definitely get your money's worth with the game. There's there's stuff to do. It's way better. Like if it launched as it is now, people would have loved it.
Particularly
people still love
considering it's on sale for like $10 every week, basically. You can get it for much cheaper now. Which is a thing. That's why patient gamers exist. And I think it's why it's going to become such an attractive thing going forward, is because games are increasingly being released in shitty states and you get a discount for waiting. Why wouldn't you?
Oh,
you don't need to experience the game
I
in a
am
broken state.
I've been in this camp for years, and I'm fully in the camp of, unless it's multiplayer, don't buy it on release. Because not only do you get it at a discount, not only do you get to pick when you want to play it with your schedule, but you usually get perks for it. You get all the DLC with it a lot of the times.
Yeah.
You get all the fixes a lot of the times. Now, granted, playing broken glitch games can be fun, but that doesn't last. You know, if, let's say, Breath of the Wild, because the new one's coming out. Let's imagine the first Breath of the Wild came out and there was a game-breaking bug where you could just fall through the world. And it's like, yeah, that'll be fun for a couple hours, but then you're not going to want to keep playing the game if that keeps happening, because the game itself has all that content that's just not going to work or be as satisfying. And then later they're like, oh, we fixed it.
Speaking of,
Yeah,
perfect topic, the new Zelda got leaked. Have you guys seen
it
it?
did. Yeah. Might be why I brought that up.
So somebody apparently leaked the ROM of the actual game, the full game, onto the torrent sites, and everybody started torrenting it and sharing videos of it running in their emulators. Nintendo has been going around copyright striking all of that shit, like videos on Twitter,
I'm
taking
surprised
it
they
all
haven't
down.
been
So
straight up
it looks
assassinating
pretty
people.
legit. Oh, dude, you think the Pinkertons were bad? Nintendo is going to hire ISIS to find whoever is responsible. They're going to fucking destroy this motherfucker from outer orbit. This is like such an affront to them, I would imagine, that some angry elderly Japanese man is currently like yelling at his assistants. It's
Yeah.
I really
Hasn't this
pity
happened
the
before?
fool
Didn't both
who did
of the
this.
most recent Pokemon games also leak early?
No, so they didn't, not
What?
that I can tell, but
Oh, the 3D models leaked or something.
yeah,
didn't
so
they?
I actually just looked it up this morning. In 2021, Nintendo filed $300K, or they won $300,000 worth of damages across two people because they leaked images from the strategy guide before the game came out.
Jesus Christ.
Yep, so 150K to each, or 150K owed by each person who leaked the strategy guide screenshots.
Jeez.
You have to be completely out of mind at this point to go up against Nintendo and leak anything of theirs, or
Yeah, I
They're
think you're
gonna-
gonna survive.
They're gonna turn this
Yeah.
guy. They're gonna turn this guy into a Dubai porta potty. Like, they're going to destroy him if they find him. I really hope he took like some precautions and uploaded the shit through fucking Tor or something.
What if
I
it
don't,
was-
think, I don't think there's enough. There's not enough on the planet to protect him from Nintendo. He's gonna
No.
need to order a Hoover Max or something to get the fuck out of here.
Also, he did a bad thing, right? He leaked a game. Like that's not
it's not-
preserving a game.
It's
that's,
certainly
you know,
it's certainly not proper. I mean, I'll agree. It's not good, but I also don't
It's
think
not
he doesn't need to be killed for
Yeah,
it.
no, yeah.
Yeah, I would take his Nintendo Switch and send him to his room, but I don't think it's like what Nintendo is going to do to him is going to be very
yeah.
excessive.
No,
It's
No,
going to-
yeah, hold on though. Nintendo definitely has the right in this scenario to crack down legally. I mean, this is a
Yeah,
huge
they
game
can-
release
that's
that he put
fine.
out 2 weeks early, you know.
Yeah, but
Well,
just
yeah.
like
I know,
just take your lumps,
Nintendo
right?
also had the rights. Yeah, they also had the right to cramp down on Bowser, but I mean, they really didn't have to turn him into a pay pig
Yeah, it's
for the
about
rest of
the-
his
No,
life. Paying a
no,
tithe.
and I think these are two totally different scenarios. Bowser jailbroke Nintendo Switches, which potentially causes harm and was an exploit, but this is a guy literally is releasing a product illegally before it's
Yeah.
out.
Yeah, and they have a lot of investment in this game, obviously, so there is like massive quantifiable possible damages there. So
And there absolutely is. People play it 2 weeks early and then say, "Why would I buy it on the Switch? I already played it."
yep.
Yeah, that's this. I think now, granted, we'll have to see what the consequence is if they find the guy, but I think Nintendo is entirely justified here suing whoever the fuck did this.
Yeah, absolutely. It's
Yeah.
just a matter of hoping they don't turn him into a slave for the rest of his life.
Bowser was definitely excessive. That was definitely too much. But
There's somewhere possibly in between letting him go free and like cartel executing him on the streets. That
they
we could
cut off
probably
his
find
hands.
middle ground.
That's the middle ground.
Absolutely, yeah.
Replace
They're
them
gonna
with
do the machete to the
joysticks.
throat
With
thing.
Joy-Cons. Yeah, he has no Joy-Cons.
Replace them with Joy-Cons that have permanent like drift issues or
Oh,
whatever.
that's torturous.
Dude, by the end, Nintendo's gonna be just, by the end of this, you're gonna wish we had killed you. You're gonna beg us for it.
Oh, man. What if it was Shigeru Miyamoto who leaked it, and it's gonna cause like a civil war in Nintendo?
That'd be cool.
That would be
Nintendo,
quite the twist.
it's like some feudal Japan shit where like Nintendo has to split into two. It's like waging wars.
Yeah, which
between each
side
other.
do you take?
For what it's worth,
The Nin or the
for
Tendo?
what it's worth, I don't think it's worth torrenting if you have $70 to spare, because I think even with the emulator, there's still some problems with the game, some issues where people are reporting that after some cutscenes, the game crashes and stuff, and just not worth the hassle.
Well, do we
Especially
know?
since it releases in like what 10 days
Yeah,
anyway.
10 days.
Yeah,
do
I have
we know
always-
if that's an emulation issue or is the game just going to release in a broken state?
Oh no, it's definitely an
no,
emulation.
It's
an
100%
emulator, so-
emulation issue. Super
Yeah.
Mario Odyssey on the popular Switch emulators has FPS drops, whereas on the Switch it very rarely does, and it's only in high load areas. But on the emulators, it
It's
does it
actually
regularly.
kinda wild. Like, people are usually very good with emulating stuff, so how come this console is almost like a decade old now? How come there isn't a perfect emulator yet?
That's a good question. It depends on architecture of the console. Like the N64 is even older and still doesn't have perfect emulation. GameCube does, though. GameCube has been solved. Fun fact, if you out there are bored and looking for something fun to do, the entire GameCube library has been perfectly emulated for the last couple years. So go nuts. Play any game on there that you want perfectly.
Dolphin, right?
Dolphin, yep. Dolphin, I think, is missing one game, and it's super like obscure and just has a few minor issues, but that's it. But basically, you can play any GameCube game ever, and it will run perfectly fine on an emulator, which I think is
That's
really
awesome.
cool. Yeah.
Yeah, that is cool.
That is pretty cool.
I do think so. Yeah, it's probably an emulation issue. I still think that the game's going to release in a pretty average state performance-wise, because I'm pretty sure the original Zelda also had frame rate issues.
It
initially.
did on the Wii U, but on the Switch they fixed most of it. Like, it was a noticeable performance upgrade.
On the Switch, I remember, well, like when you shot the Guardians and they explode, I remember
Yeah,
always
there's
it was
a
an
bit of a drop.
FPS drop. I
But
think.
it was never enough to affect
they blow
gameplay,
up.
in my opinion. You know, it was noticeable, but it wasn't. Like, if you watch the footage of Mario Odyssey on, I think it's called Yuzu, is the popular Switch emulator, it's not great. It lags pretty frequently. Whereas on the Switch, I can think of maybe 2 levels where it lags a little bit.
I watched Skill
To be
Up's
fair, also-
preview of he got to play this game, Tears of the Kingdom, early in an event hosted by Nintendo, not on his own volition or anything. He got to play it early, and he said that there were
that's still
significant
on his
frame
own
rate
volition.
drops.
Yeah, I'm curious
Yeah.
to see that then. But I don't know.
The trailers
I mean,
themselves
it's
have had
also
frame rate
still-
drops, right?
It's just Zelda redo on the Switch again. No one's expecting like stellar graphics and 60 frames per second out of this fucking console.
Yeah. And to
The
give
world's gonna look
Nintendo
bland
credit,
too, but if it's fun,
to give Nintendo credit, like they do release buggy games and they do release games that aren't fun or good, but in terms of performance, they're usually extremely consistent. The games usually run and don't really have problems with that because they're made for their hardware.
Yeah, but maybe it's just the hardware's just not up to snuff anymore.
Yeah,
for
that
what
might
they're
be the
trying to
problem.
accomplish.
Yeah, that might be the
Switch
issue.
is so fucking embarrassing. I really hope at some point Nintendo's just like, all right, we're tired of the jokes. We're gonna make a fucking monster of a console now.
Yeah, the Switch 2.
God, that would be so fucking good if they actually made, you know, a current gen console. Because even the Switch wasn't like current gen when it first released. It was pretty lackluster.
It was literally obsolete, not obsolete, but archaic even when it came out.
Yeah,
but the gimmick is what sold it. I mean, and now there's a bunch of imitators trying to copy it. The Steam Deck, there's the new Asus one coming out where you can fucking plug it into a graphics card.
It was definitely a great choice.
Well, the gimmick was also that it's a hybrid and you can take it anywhere, or you can put it in the dock and play at home, which was kind of cool back then. But now it's like, yeah, you need to upgrade this thing.
Well, even if you keep the same form factor and stuff, you could squeeze a lot more power out of it by investing in proper hardware.
Yeah, I think the competition has shown that now is the time that we have the availability to beef up the power of this fucking thing. Back when the Switch came out, I thought it was an incredibly good idea. Because like, everyone was speculating back then. They were like, are they going to make a sequel to the 3DS? Are they going to make a new home console? What's Nintendo's next thing? And they did both. They gave you a console that's also a handheld. And I think it worked great. I think the Switch is great for its time. But now, the Steam Deck, the Asus one, all those, Anbernic, I think is the genre, or the creator. There's all these competitors now who make handheld gaming consoles that also have like HDMI outs or anything like that, and they're better performance-wise. So I think Nintendo, all they have to do for a slam dunk is make the Switch 2. Just take this formula, make it stronger, and you're done. That's really all I think they need to do at all.
I mean, whatever they do with the hardware, they still have to back it up with their exclusives, obviously. They have to keep
which they will always have. I'm of the opinion that Nintendo is the strongest exclusive library of any game company. So no matter what console they make, if they make a Switch 2, if they make a home console, if they make something completely different, it's still going to have mainline Mario, it's still going to have mainline Zelda, it's still going to have Mario Kart, it's still going to have Smash Brothers, it's still going to have Animal Crossing, etc., etc. And those sell consoles. You know, Animal Crossing New Horizons for the Switch was fucking immense. It was huge.
Yeah.
And
did they come out during pandemic times?
It did.
Or was it
Animal
before?
Crossing?
Yeah,
it was pandemic.
Wow, that was perfect. Nintendo probably caused the pandemic, honestly. That could have been a better game for pandemic then. Jesus fucking Christ.
And it sold fucking gangbusters, and it's Switch exclusive, and people bought Switches just to play it. I heard friends where they said, you know, I didn't have a Switch, and I played Animal Crossing on the GameCube or the DS, and then this one came out, so they bought a Switch, bought it on sale, played Animal Crossing. That was it.
Yeah.
Well, time for another
What were you
round.
going to say, Charlie?
I don't remember, but I think it's important that we think about Microsoft. They're making big moves right now, getting blocked from their acquisition of Activision, also releasing Redfall. Like, they've got a lot in their corner now.
Yeah, they're doing good. They're staying competitive. I like that.
While everyone ponders Microsoft, can we have them like meditate on what we could possibly say while we instead talk about ExpressVPN? Yeah. All of you out there are thinking, Microsoft, what a good topic. Well, let me give you a better topic, to be honest. I'm just saying facts. ExpressVPN could be necessary for a lot of you out there. Many of you could be on it right now because your country doesn't allow you to consume our content. Well, we are of the opinion, and always have been, that the people should choose what they want to watch and listen to. And we are of the second opinion that every human being on the planet should legally be contractually obligated to listen to our show. So if you are unable to do that, ExpressVPN is the VPN for you. It's going to allow you to change your location to different servers to check out different content around the internet. That's pretty dang important when it comes to streaming services like Netflix, Hulu, etc., because they change their content based on the region. But maybe you're a security guy. I want to make sure that no one is peeking in on your internet access. Well, ExpressVPN is also going to help you with that too. They're going to encrypt your data as you go up and down the internet, looking at websites and downloading things. Make sure that you and your online privacy are protected. It'll work on your phone, your laptop, even on your router, so that anyone who hops on your Wi-Fi will be protected. And that's actually a pretty swanky feature if you want to show off to your friends and say, look, I'm tech literate. I know we're losing tech literacy in our newest generations from these things called apps, but I know what I'm doing. And they'll say, dude, you sound fucking cringe. Shut up. Let's play Fortnite. Get 3 months for free of ExpressVPN by going to expressvpn.com/official. That's expressvpn.com/official for 3 extra months for free. expressvpn.com/official. So
It
now
might just be the only thing that'll keep you safe from Nintendo as well in the future.
That's
always
true.
worth using.
If you want to download Tears of the Kingdom early, maybe have a VPN. Might be a good idea.
Or upload it.
Don't do that.
In fact, stay connected to it while playing that game the whole time, just in case. You never know. Might try to update. Who knows? But what you'll want to update is your shopping list after you have connected to the internet using that VPN, because you're going to say, oh, geez, oh, what the fuck is this? Everything is full price? That's stupid. Because today's episode is sponsored by PayPal Honey, which is the easiest way to save when shopping on your iPhone or your computer. Look, the internet has a lot of coupon codes. Have you ever noticed how there's just, they're everywhere? They're like Save 15 or New Year's 2020 or Coupon 5 or any of that shit. And have you ever noticed that a lot of them don't work? A lot of them are just redirect scams to get your email. A lot of them are, yeah, they do work, but you got to look at 17 ads to get them, etc., etc., etc. There's coupons out there. Why are you working for nothing? Let Honey do all the work. It's a little app that you can put on your phone or your computer that will apply the best coupons from around the internet in just seconds. All you got to do is do your shopping like normal, use the Honey button that appears, click apply coupons, and your prices will drop. I play the guitar and I enjoy it, but what I don't enjoy is the fact that, and I'm just going to say it, Amazon makes pretty cheap guitar cables. I have broken 3 of them. I have had to replace them. They get expensive, but with Honey, I have saved money on them by saying, oh, look, $5 off. And I didn't even do anything. That's great. Thank you, Honey. Honey also doesn't just work on the desktop, it works on your iPhone as well. Just activate it on Safari on your phone and save on the go. If you don't already have Honey, you could be straight up missing out. By getting it, you'll be doing yourself a solid and supporting the show. Get PayPal Honey for free at joinhoney.com/official. That's joinhoney.com/official. Works for purchases around the entire internet, not just music accessories. Give it a shot. You might be surprised what you can save at joinhoney.com/official.
Thank you.
Thank
So
you.
what were we saying about Microsoft?
Just patting them on the back for the good work.
Yeah, it's very good. You weren't here for the bonus episode that we previously did, Charlie, this last week, where we talked about the, Microsoft getting blocked from their 60 billion acquisition of Activision Blizzard. Do you have any deep level thoughts on that?
Not really. Just a rough time for Microsoft is all.
Do you think
guys.
Phil Spencer's gonna get fired?
I don't see why he. Well, I do see why he would. They haven't had anything good for a long time at Microsoft.
I always liked Phil because he was kind of like the cool gamer dad, uncle kind of figure. That's what people think of him as. But going back through his history, he was head of, I think it was like Xbox First Party, right when they started shitting the bed. So that's kind of concerning. And then he was made head of Xbox entirely, and they still haven't come out of that period of shitting the bed. Like, they've got no exclusives that are worth talking about, really. So I feel like something has to change. And this last $70 billion failure, I don't know. That's pretty rough. That doesn't look good.
Do you want to know what's more rough than that, though? Is the people that, they're still Xbox fanboys, and I don't know how that's possible when there is actually no reason to ever play on Xbox.
I don't know. To celebrate?
Yeah, I really don't know.
Don't subtweet
It's a
Brady
good piece
like
of
that.
hardware. Oh yeah, he loves Xbox. That's
He
weird.
really does.
I don't get
he
why.
fucking worships his Xbox, and he gets so salty when you make fun of it. Ever. I guess the Xbox Game
who?
Pass is kind of good
Brady,
because
our moderator.
Oh, Brady.
you can play the games, I guess, on the PC too. But other than that, I cannot think of any reason to own an Xbox. It doesn't.
Well,
even
that's
have
what I
any
was gonna say.
exclusives.
I'll double down on that. I think there's no reason to own a PlayStation 5 either. There
It
are,
at least has exclusives.
It absolutely still has exclusives.
It does not. PlayStation 5 has 13 exclusive games. Half of them are timed exclusives.
And they'll release more exclusives. They're going to stick to what they're doing currently, which is releasing their exclusives first on PS5 and then double dipping in a year's time and releasing them on PC. So if you don't mind waiting that year to play it on PC, then yeah, you don't need a PS5. But PS5 still has exclusives that are definitely system selling exclusives, in my opinion.
You think they're system sellers?
Oh yeah,
Brother,
Like what?
God of War Ragnarok alone. Yeah.
That's on
Yeah.
PC.
no, it's not.
No, it's not.
It's not listed in the PS5 only game category.
God of War
It's-
Ragnarok is absolutely still PS5 exclusive. God of War not Ragnarok, the normal one, is on PC though.
Yeah, like I said, they're doing the thing where they release it.
I see. I'm looking at the wrong list. Okay, I'm looking at like only on PS5. It didn't include PS4. Okay, that's where it's getting confused. Never mind. I was wrong. I had the wrong list.
The point is, there's definitely exclusives that would move units, and we see that already. Like PS5 is selling buckets, like they're breaking records, so they're doing fine.
So is
They've got-
Microsoft
they've got it
though, baby. They got Redfall now, and if that's not a system seller, I don't know what is.
I mean, yeah, just look at this: like Redfall up against God of War Ragnarok. Which system were you gonna choose?
I don't know. That's tough. Christmas
It's
is
not
gonna be rough
even
for those kids.
close. And how long? When did God of War? It was 2016, right?
The original
first
God of War remake?
Yeah, the first God of
No,
War.
that was 2018.
It was
Well, the very
2018,
first
so-
God of War was like 2003 or something.
Well, no, I mean the new one, the new
Yeah,
series.
2018, I think.
So Redfall and God of War Ragnarok took the same game development time. That's fucking nuts. It's actually insane.
To be
What is
fair,
happening?
Redfall was formed by a new studio though, or a newer studio. Arcane Austin only formed in 2017.
Yeah, but
Yeah, but they also made
Prey.
they made Prey,
Wasn't
which
that
was like
also a failure?
a financial failure, but it was a very good game.
Ah, I see. Okay.
yeah, I liked Prey. It was good. Yeah, I don't know. Xbox might not exist in 10 years. Brody will have to adapt and get a PlayStation 5 maybe.
Fucking woke liberals taking our Xbox from us.
Yeah.
I think it all
Alrighty.
started downhill from that E3 where they were unveiling everything, and Xbox One's entire presentation was TV, 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 sports, 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 family, family, family. You remember that?
Yeah, I mean, Xbox One was the biggest joke of a console next to the Wii U
Yeah.
for that very reason.
And that's what's funny too, because the Wii U, Nintendo gave up on it after a couple years and went, all right, let's just do
Yeah.
the Switch. Whereas Microsoft is still not only parading the Xbox One, but doing it so hard that their next gen consoles are called Xbox One Series S and Series X.
It's not called Xbox One Series X. They removed the one.
Oh yeah.
So it's just called Xbox Series X.
yes.
It's the
and
worst
S.
goddamn name I could
Wasn't the
imagine.
code
That's
name,
worse
like,
than
It's
Wii
an
U.
awful name.
I think their code name
Oh
was
my
like
God.
Xbox Scorpion or something, wasn't it? Which would have been cooler, I guess.
yeah. It was Scorpion,
That's
which was
worse
cool.
than
cool,
Wii
but-
U. That's so much more confusing.
Should
What
have
the
just named them
fuck?
like Xbox Scorpion and Xbox Spider or something. Just lean into it. Put like tribal tattoos on it too. I don't know. I think Xbox
Comes
just
with
subsidizes.
a case of Monster Energy.
Microsoft has so many ventures that are like barely alive, but all of their other, like Microsoft Azure, for example, just subsidizes all of the other garbage, like Skype. Does Skype make money?
Holy fuck, I forgot Skype was around still, yeah.
Yeah, it's just weird. I
I
don't
don't
know.
know
I
if it
mean,
makes money or not.
Bing might actually make a comeback. We've already talked about how Samsung is considering making Bing their default search engine now, which I still cannot believe I actually said out
Fucking
loud.
wild, yeah.
It's all thanks to Hawaii 5-0, if you guys remember that show where it's like, hey, just Bing it.
Oh yeah,
Hey,
just
this is
Bing
an
it.
interesting
Yeah.
this is an
Dude,
interesting
I-
exhibit. I'm gonna Bing it.
Oh my god, I don't know if Skype's ever gonna make a comeback. Apparently, so the biggest like business video conferencing tool is the Google Suite, so like Google Meet and shit. But Skype apparently, I hope this data set is right, has a 1 to 2% market share in business video conferencing.
That's huge. They're doing
They're
That's
fucking
big.
dead. Oh my god.
Back in their heyday, that was probably like over 50%, right?
Back in the
had to
heyday, it was
be,
probably like
yeah.
95%. It was
Like
everywhere.
Skype.
And then Zoom.
Now
took
it's all
over
Zoom
during,
and
like,
Google.
Zoom was the rise during COVID. It was like the Red Wedding. It killed everyone else off and just became the top dog.
Which is so funny
it
because
came out of nowhere, really.
well, what's so funny about it too is it sucks. It's fucking garbage.
it's trash.
Fucking Zoom. I don't know if they still do it, but they have time limits on how long your call can be.
Oh yeah, I remember.
Yeah, why
These
would you? Why?
corporations. Yeah. These corporations really do kill everything they touch and consume, don't they? I'm just thinking about it now. There's so many like acquisitions that have just completely immediately devalued. And I guess we're seeing that to some degree with Twitter currently.
I know,
which is
it's
kinda
like,
funny.
you know those microscope videos where you watch like a bacteria go around absorbing all the smaller ones or something? That's how it feels sometimes. Twitter is... I was going to do a Elon roundup for this week's episode, and I actually got exhausted, and I just said, fuck it, no. There's just so much fucking stupid shit happening with that platform. And all the addicted people on it.
Yeah. Did you see the photos? I don't know if they were AI generated or not. They look AI generated, but I'm not sure. Of him and his family. Yeah.
No.
Were they real?
I don't know.
Actually.
That has to be AI generated.
Wait, what photos are we talking about?
They're disturbing. So it's Elon and his family, but they all have like, it looks like Fallout 4 when you set the animations to 500%. So like one of his family members is smiling like full open mouth. It looks like his jaw's dislocated like in fucking Scorpion King. It's wild.
Did you look it up?
No. I mean, you can...
Someone
It
just put it in the
creepy.
chat. Yeah, someone just drop
yeah.
it in the chat so Kaya can see it.
I've not seen
It
that.
has
I
to
mean,
be AI
the last
generated.
I've kept up is he removed the blue checks finally, which made all the former blue checks no longer ripped from them. They're lowly now, like the rest of us, except now the blue check has become a symbol of being a Nazi. You used to be that it made you special. Now it makes you a bad person. He did an interview with some idiots that made Elon look good somehow, which was just quite fucking impressive how he fumbled that. What else?
Are you talking about the BBC journalist who's like,
Yes.
hate has risen on this platform? And he's like, can you prove it? And he's like, nope.
There was like, oh my god.
It's like you didn't come with any examples at all?
Yeah.
It's fucking Elon. You know how much fucking shit you can grill him on? Like, hey, Elon, what's with the story about you sexually molesting women and then offering them ponies? Hey, Elon, what's this about bad working conditions at the Tesla factories? Hey, Elon, what's with this shit about you fucking over people in your businesses? No, he just went on there and said, oh yeah, there's a lot more racism and sexism on Twitter now. Any examples? No. Like, at least find a fucking example. Like, I could in 2 seconds flat right now. It is true. There is sexism and racism on fucking Twitter. You couldn't be bothered to, like, type in a fucking slur into the search box and find some just to print it out and have it ready. It was incredible just how fucking bad that guy made himself look. With
That
such
guy's
an
such
easy
an idiot. It's unreal.
It is unreal. And at the end, he admitted, well, I haven't really looked on it. Or he says something along the lines of, I haven't really
he
been
said,
on
I don't
Twitter.
use Twitter.
Yeah, oh yeah.
No, he says,
Oh my
he point
God.
blank says, I don't use Twitter.
Ah.
Oh my fucking god, I wish I could find that goddamn clip right now. I know I put it on our topics channel at some point, but that was actually infuriating to watch. Like, I'm not an Elon fanboy, but holy fuck, did he take a W? And it was easy too. It's like, I wonder if he paid that journalist off to be that idiotic at his job.
What's crazy is it's from the fucking BBC. Like,
Yeah.
when you would expect some level of quality journalism from someone out there,
Prestige.
like a decent interviewer.
Oh, the BBC, by the way, is
Yeah,
currently
they're
absolutely...
meant to be the journalistic.
No, dude, the
Pinnacle.
BBC is a fucking joke. They're currently absolutely ass-blasted, along with a couple of other government-funded organizations, at Twitter because Twitter added a little sticker to their profiles that says state-funded media. They're absolutely angry because they think, they claim that it implies that they're run by the government or whatever the fuck. Like, did you know that in Britain you have to pay a fucking TV license and it pays for the BBC? Like, you are state-funded. The government literally puts a gun to your head and takes it out of your fucking paycheck. It's mandatory.
I did not know that. That's
and they are
actually kind of
mad.
wild.
We have the same shit in Germany, dude. It's so depressing. Like, you literally have to pay for it.
Well,
It's not optional.
Wait, are they state funded then, or like taxpayer funded?
Well,
Or, like,
that,
I
that
guess
is state funded. If
consumer-funded.
the state is putting a gun in my
it's-
mouth and
it's-
says,
Well, no, I
Where do you
I
think
thought
the
state
state gets
pay or
its money?
else.
Well, yeah, true. Okay, I thought it just meant like it's coming directly from the state. But I guess
Well,
And where does the state
gets
get
their
its
money?
money?
Yeah, wait, where does the state's money come from?
They dig it out of the ground.
it took me a while, but I got there.
They print money just to give it to the BBC.
They import it from other countries.
Yeah, so that is still state funded.
Anyway, they
That
were
trick
mad
would have
about
worked
that.
on me.
Yeah. Jackson would have been like, this makes no sense. I'm paying for it, and I'm not the state.
Jackson's
should say
blowing
Jackson
the lid
funded
off
on
this
that.
conspiracy. He's going to be up and down Washington with this one. The state's
The
money
BBC
is
belongs
our
to
money.
me. Well, then we've got news organizations over here that are also state funded. Then
Yeah,
now
like the
discovering-
NPR, I think was also not NPR, PBS,
You don't
NPR.
say.
One of
Jackson's
them,
putting all the clues together. It's like,
He's like, wait a minute. Something's fishy.
it's like the Sherlock Holmes scene with all the equations flying around.
What about if you like subscribe to a journalist Patreon? Are you state funding them at that point?
I mean, you're just a cuck at that point. Your money is, even if you were literally paying an OnlyFans person, they're just money better spent than on a journalist. Interview, but it's like 2 minutes. I don't feel like scrubbing through this. Just take my word for it. It was very embarrassing for the BBC reporter.
Yeah, and Jackson actually. Now. I'm tied up in it.
Oh, speaking of journalism, though, this is what the kids call a Rip Bozo moment. BuzzFeed News and Vice are shutting down.
Oh, yep.
And
You're going to have to genuinely explain what Rip Bozo means to me.
whenever somebody that you don't like dies, they say Rip Bozo, or when they joke about them dying. So yeah, it's Gen Z lingo. I keep up with the...
Okay, I understand now.
Yeah, I'm very young inside. Anyway, BuzzFeed News is belly up, shut down completely because hard-hitting journalism like 13 Reasons Why You're a Disney Princess, I guess, wasn't keeping the lights on.
Whoa, actually, so you've got it backwards. That
Do I?
division's totally fine.
Oh.
That they're gonna be fine. It's just the BuzzFeed news outlets. So like everything that's not here's the Disney princess that you're most like.
Okay, so
Yeah, I'm sure that shit's actually profitable.
so the actually
that's all they have.
useful...
Yeah, that takes like nothing to generate and puts ads everywhere.
Okay, fair enough. That's even worse.
Yeah, it is
Yeah,
not
it's
worse.
not great.
BuzzFeed News is shutting down, yes. Still, I mean, but it's BuzzFeed related, or a subsidiary, I assume. So still a sad moment for BuzzFeed writ large. And Vice. Vice is reportedly filing for bankruptcy. I think it's still in the rumors stage today, but people have been sharing some pretty legitimate
Wait.
social media posts from like Vice employees giving their goodbyes and saying how they're being shut down and such. What?
Wait a minute. You mean the really edgy and hard-hitting journalist outlet that in the last like 5 years has done nothing but uninteresting people pieces and advertisements is shutting down?
I mean,
That's
the-
I'm as shocked as
crazy.
you are.
That's insane.
Andrew, it is the hard-hitting journalism like this. Getting wasted on cum cocktails. Our new crazy intern got a bunch of her girlfriends and guy friends together to drink semen cocktails. Here's how that went.
That's so
Fascinating.
weird. Because I remember 10 years ago, they were doing like Inside the Cartel or looking at the repressed people of the Middle East or Mexico's Coca-Cola addiction, you know, stories that are interesting. But I thought they really stepped it up when they did like, oh, we asked this tattoo artist why she draws flowers for every tattoo.
Yeah,
I can't believe they're shutting down.
They really...
I would have thought the cum cocktail thing would have been profitable as well, like the BuzzFeed shit.
I don't know. None of this is interesting. None of the news that I'm currently scrolling through.
So I think, Jackson, on your point, the problem is it's Vice doing it. And they initially...
Yeah.
Kaya's having a giggle
I'm
fit. Oh my
sorry,
god.
this headline.
You found a cum cocktail recipe.
Yeah, you all right?
No, it says Republicans are worried legalizing weed will put police dogs out of work.
Aw.
Well, that's actual journalism.
Yeah, but yeah. So Jackson, on your point, the thing is, Vice had a reputation and heralded themselves as edgy journalism, which edgy journalism sounds bad, but they were really good at it. They were like, oh, we literally sent a reporter to a fucking meth lab to interview the people there. And it's like, that's interesting. That's really good. But in the last few years, it's been nothing but just pop culture garbage think pieces. Like, I remember watching a video they made, just to make this point, where it was an advertisement for H&R Block, and they interviewed a photographer who owns a snake. And she was like, oh, I'm afraid to do my taxes. And then H&R Block's logo would plaster on the screen every 2 minutes. And it was fucking awful, and it was nothing.
Was she afraid to do her taxes because she owned a snake?
No, she was like, oh, I'm weird and quirky and own a snake, but taxes scare me. That was the joke.
I see.
That was the joke. I'm not afraid of snakes, but taxes, ooh. Right. And they tried to spin it like an actual news piece. Like, how do people do their taxes? It was fucking pathetic.
Is cum cocktails not an edgy topic, though?
Not in the same vein. That's like a BuzzFeed topic, not a Vice News topic.
Yeah, I still think it's edgy, though. But yeah, it's not like the most groundbreaking investigation.
You got to remember, Vice had legitimate investigation behind them. They would do things like, oh, we found where prostitutes in Thailand go when they're not working. Like shit that's like an actual story, though.
Yeah, we found them.
Well, no, they're like homeless and shit. See, that's the point. You think they would just go home? Who says they have a home? What if they go to a fucking crack den? That's a story.
Yeah, they go back on a space orbital ship or something.
They go back to their home planet.
Back into hibernation.
but I think you guys see my point, where they went on actual investigations into topics, but now they just do like fucking bullshit nothing articles.
I will say, Vice, I'm sure they're like poopy water, really shit now. But they did do one investigation that I enjoyed. I think it was late last year, into like Japanese hentai.
You did post that. I remember you posted
I remember that one.
Yeah.
That sounds like what you're talking about now. They actually investigated that and talked to politicians, convicted pedophiles as well, and stuff like that. So that's quite edgy and informative. I would say.
I'll give you a very good example. I'm on Vice News' YouTube channel, which has 8.5 million subscribers, so it's popular enough. If you go to their most popular videos of all time, their topics are what it's really like to fight for the Islamic State, Detroiters are waging paintball wars instead of gang violence, inside El Chapo's escape tunnel. These are actual, like, interesting deep dives into like scummy shit. Schoolgirls for sale in Japan, Latin America's deadliest place for women. Like, this is like, oh, this is kind of rough, this is kind of edgy. What's their newest videos about? America's top environmental beauty pageant. The unapologetic drag queen, and it's just a drag queen playing acoustic guitar and looking very nice and smiling. Like, these are nothing.
Can you describe the environmental beauty pageant?
No, because I have no idea what the fuck they're talking about.
Well, watch the video and come back to us.
It's 20 minutes. I'm not doing it.
They probably
they're working on some good shit now.
From like recycled garbage or something.
Yeah. The whole point is, like, for every one interesting article that they put out now, they put out 3 or 4 that are just nothing. Just who cares? Not at all interesting.
Uncovering the truth behind this sex church. That sounds cool.
See, that could be cool, but the point is it's too much filler now when it used to be all like interesting shit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What? How to keep up?
That's Vice.
How to keep up with subway delays now that Twitter is broken? Really? Oh my god.
Oh, actually, wait. That's interesting.
That is interesting.
I can explain that. According to, I think it was a couple articles that broke earlier last week, Elon was attempting to charge the subway systems, I think it was $600,000, because what they would do is they'd post like updates on like arrivals, departures, delays, everything. It was just like full subway updates. And Elon tried to charge them a fucking boatload for it, and they just said, no, we're not doing that. So they're not.
Wait, why? What is impeding
I don't
them
know
from
why.
continuing?
That they'd have to pay in order to continue to do that. I think it had to do with Twitter's API. Like, the subway was using Twitter's API, so in order to keep having access to their API, they were going to be charged like $600,000. And they just said, nah, no thanks.
600 grand. That's fucking insane. I also heard that Twitter does this thing now where organizations can get themselves a logo that they are verified by themselves, basically. So like the CNN can have the CNN logo instead of the blue check, and also all of their employees. So once you're a verified company, you can verify your own employees by yourself, but it costs $1,000 to verify your employees every month, and also per application, even if you get refused.
So a lot of these are right in my wheelhouse because a lot of this I've looked at recently. So our Valorant team really wants us to do that for Moist Esports because a couple other orgs did that. So we looked at it. It's $1,000 a month, and for each person on our Valorant team, we'd have to pay an additional $100 a fucking month for it. It's outrageous. So I don't think we'll be doing that. I gotta be honest.
Just for verification?
Just for verification. What you get is you get the blue check mark, but for Moist Esports, you get like a little water drop next to your name. You get our logo.
So let me see if I understand this. Verification on Twitter, in theory, in the beginning, used to be, oh, this person is this person. It's not an imposter. It's not a parody account. It's who they say they are. But it has now gone through 800 loopholes to the point where it's blatantly just, oh, I paid for this.
Yeah, I mean, the original iteration
What's the point? It doesn't mean anything.
No, you don't even have to get yourself, like, actually...
Neither did the original.
It's not even, this is who they say they are. You don't even have to submit any ID or prove that you are the person you claim to be. You just have to have a credit card. And there were some other conditions, like you have to have used your Twitter account in the last 30 days or something. But yeah, originally it was Twitter verifies, like, the president is actually the president. Then, of course, activists got all fucking butthurt and they started screaming. And I think the domino that first fell was like Richard Spencer, the like far-right racist who's probably a federal agent. People were like, why the fuck is Richard Spencer verified on Twitter? Are you guys endorsing this? And then Twitter went, oh no, I guess we'll take the verification away from people who actually say, who are who they say they are, but we can't verify them now because it's a bad look for us. Oof, yikes. And that's how blue checks became this status symbol of the approved and noble people with approved opinions.
Yeah, so let me ask you a question then. The irony is the blue check mark from its inception was supposed to represent verification and nothing more.
Yeah, that's all.
Do you think this dilemma would have been solved or sidestepped or something if there were two symbols? The first one is you are who you say you are, and the second one is I'm paying for Twitter Blue, or oh, I'm a special person.
Yeah.
I mean, why even pay for...
Yeah, I don't think there needs to be an I'm a special person thing.
Yeah, why even have
you
the blue
definitely
check?
don't need an I'm a special person.
I think it's fine.
Well, that's what they're all fighting over, though, right?
Yeah, but it's a dumb fight. I
It's
disagree
not even
with the
them
fight.
fighting over that.
Status symbol
I
thing.
genuinely think it is a status symbol thing. Yeah, they're just really motherfucking angry that they lost their special blue check that made them better than the president.
And that's my whole point with that question, because the check mark implies verification. If you
it should
maybe not
clarify
these days, but in the past when you saw the check mark, you went, oh, that's really CNN. Oh, that's really Donald Trump.
Profile.
That's an actual person.
Well, very originally.
Now what they're fighting over has nothing to do with verification. It has to do with look at my special badge.
Yeah, because
why don't we just invent a special badge for Twitter that you can pay for or be given as like a reward for being the best Twitterer?
It makes yeah, I mean, it got changed though. Very early on, it became this thing where it's just you either had an in at Twitter, you knew somebody at Twitter, or you had the right politics, or fuck you. And this is how that created this tiny echo chamber of like blue check marks that thought, oh, I'm so high and mighty. This is why like fucking who's that Hellboy actor?
Ron Perlman.
Ron Perlman and like Mark Hamill are downright suicidal because they lost their fucking blue check. And now that they've lost it, they're on principle not paying for it because now only the Elon fanboy, Musk boys, Nazis are paying for it. So now it's a complete reversal. Now if you don't have a blue check, you're one of the good people. So not having a blue check is makes you one of the good guys.
Also, what's interesting to me about their whole plight is that they absolutely would have paid the $5. They would have paid more than that. They would have paid much more than that in the initial system if it got them the blue check mark. It's just that the $5 is now an option for everyone. That's
that,
what
and
is
it's
frustrating for them.
And Elon is now the new...
Oh my god, it's just so funny.
Elon is now the new orange man bad, and you can't be seen supporting him or giving him like $8 and all that shit. It's out of protest. it's.
I just find it
trendy now
funny.
to
We
hate him.
took what was supposed to be a fucking ID card and turned it into a status symbol and a
we didn't do
fucking
anything.
commodity.
That was way before all this. This was like I don't think Twitter verification was ever verification. Like I can't even remember a time where that's what
a
its
cool
purpose
voice
was.
club.
It was always a status symbol, from what I recall.
Yeah, it almost.
Damn, that's unfortunate then.
It should absolutely be a way of verifying that you are a real person, though, Andrew. I don't agree with the status symbol shit. I agree that if there's a blue check mark next to your name, it means that you've proved that you are the person you say that
You're arguing with a sentient organism. It's not like just a make believe nobody.
What was the incident that happened recently where it was like Disney Kids UK and it was just a random nobody? He got verified because they thought he was real because of this shit, and he started posting all sorts of fucked up stuff.
Okay, that's not how it works though. You don't even have to verify that anything. Okay, here's what I did. At some point, I had this troll plan to troll my friend Brady, who's our moderator. I made an account in his name.
Usual.
You bought him a PlayStation?
I got him verified on Twitter. At no point was I asked to verify that my name is Brady Thayer. No, they just wanted my credit card, which I happily gave them. My plan was to just tweet embarrassing stuff like, anyone else like the smell of their own farts? Is there a term for this? Like silly stuff like that. And then I was going to report his real account as an impersonator so that he would have to add the word parody to his username. But then, only then
Go through with this.
Yeah, why haven't you done this?
I tried. Only when I reported him for impersonation did the website ask me for ID to verify that I'm Brady. So I submitted his driver's license back and front copy. But it was
Why do you have that?
It's a long story.
Why would anyone give you that ever? They should know you for 5 minutes ago. Oh, he's gonna do something fucked with this. I shouldn't give him this.
Brady one time got drunk and like waved his credit card around in the voice chat on camera because somebody said, "No, you don't own a credit card," so he just had to prove them wrong. So he shut them off.
Oh yeah, and then he drunkenly stumbled over to the scanner and made sure to get it front and back perfectly aligned with the corners and send it to you in an email. Yeah.
This is photoshopped. Give me a 4K scan of this.
That's not a real ID. That's a Blockbuster membership card. Fucking send me the real thing.
You could pull the wool over my eyes, did you, Brady?
But anyway, I got like a little confused. Like, why is this not being accepted? I literally submitted all the paperwork, but I didn't realize that the driver's license says that this may not be used as federal identification. So next time I'll just get his like passport photo.
What's the point of it then?
I don't know. But anyway, yeah, my plan fell through. I thought I had a funny premise there by forcing him to add the word parody to his real name. But I was never, point of the story is I was never asked to verify myself initially when I bought the blue check on the troll account.
It seems like such a simple solution to me. So what it should be is everyone can upload proof that they are the person they are, IDs and stuff, and then you get like a verified whatever label next to your username, or you show up more often in tweets or whatever. I don't care. But then you can pay for additional benefits. You pay $5 a month for Twitter Blue, which is what it was originally called, right?
Yeah.
Well, it's still what it's called.
Oh, it is still called that. So you still you pay that. It doesn't give you a blue badge or anything fucking stupid. It just gives you the fucking benefits that it should, which is like the edit stuff, longer tweets, videos. I mean, the benefits are there.
They're not. There's no benefit. It's a complete waste of money.
People are uploading videos and longer tweets now. That
I
is
actually do see people
Justin Wang uploaded the entirety of Super Hornio Brothers on Twitter, and I watched it, and that was pretty great.
But I mean, it's not worth $8 a month to upload the entire Super Hornio Brothers movie.
If you're a business,
I think it is if you upload it once a month.
If you're like a
business,
for the average normie, there's no
business
benefits.
uploading Super Hornio
I'm saying
Brothers,
if you're just like a content creator on the internet, I'm seeing more and more of them now enabling subscriptions on Twitter and also uploading like their podcasts, hour-long podcasts to Twitter. Yeah, that makes sense. Like $8, that's a business expense.
Yeah, that does make sense.
I did say, wasn't there a rumor that Elon...
Are they still...
Sorry.
I just wanted to ask on it, are they still doing gold verification? Is that still a thing?
Yes.
Yeah, that's what we were talking about with that $1,000 a month. That's the gold verification.
Okay, yeah. Because that seems like a different process, and that's just all money? That's the only way you can get that?
Yeah, but I just don't
There's
understand
just
what
too many labels now.
he initially sold this to people, the idea that this would be the new verification. Anyone can get verified now. Well, the word verified has a dictionary meaning. You didn't verify shit when I just gave you my credit card number and you billed me $8. It also takes a while. It takes literally like a week to get verified. Like, why? You're not even checking any of my documentation. I never got any requests for any files, and yet it still takes like 7 days to give me the blue check. Why? If you're not making sure I am who I say I am, then shouldn't it be an automatic process and take like a split second? I don't know.
That is a good question. Yeah.
I don't know. It's weird.
No, I think I really think it's simple. The reason why there's that like downtime is it makes people believe they're doing more work than they are. It's kind of like in school,
okay,
like when
that
you
makes
go to the
sense.
bathroom and like
Placebo.
you feel like you took a too short of a piss, so you sit there a little longer and wait. So that way no one makes fun of you, kind of thing.
What?
It's
Well,
just
it's very
just-
specific.
I would spend as much time on those toilet trips just to skip class.
Charlie, did they
So
call
that
you
people thought I
short
was
piss
cool.
back then or something? Like, this is
You guys
oddly
didn't do
specific.
that. You guys didn't do
Little
that.
bladder.
Like if you just like take a short tinkle, you'd like just wait a little longer so that way.
Who the fuck would notice? Who's no like
don't know.
counting how long I'm in the toilet
like,
for?
Oh, Charlie,
I
we all know
thought
you pissed 7 seconds, but that was only 5. What the fuck, man?
I really
It was
thought
like
that
looking
was
at their
more common. Yeah,
stopwatch
no.
while you're at the urinal.
Well, no, just one of those things like because you have like at least at my school you had to ask to go to the bathroom, so it'd be like, hey,
Yeah.
professor, can I go to the bathroom? And then you go, and if you're back too short, like too soon, people will be like, oh, he took a small
Okay,
pee-pee.
actually, I
don't
will
know.
defend you. I just remembered, this might be like a weird hill to die on, but when I stream sometimes occasionally and I go to pee, people will literally like point out how fast I pee and come back. And they'll be like, oh, didn't you wash your hands? And it's like, well, I didn't piss on my hands. Like, why would you wash your hands at home every single time?
then you're in the same camp as I am. Fucking the side of logic. Yeah. What? When I tinkle, like I'm not touching anything.
Everything.
Like, I don't.
If I was in a
you don't touch
public
your wiener?
toilet,
No.
if I was in a public toilet,
What? How do you aim?
wait, what? Touching your penis is supposed to be clean to begin with. If anything, when you're out in a public
but
toilet,
you don't need.
you should wash your hands so you don't get any germs from like the toilet stall door on your penis and hands.
How do you...
Yeah, exactly.
Okay, how
It's
do
totally different in public than
Yeah.
private.
But at home, I know the toilet is clean, I'm clean, my dick is clean, my hands are clean, and I'm not pissing on them. I know how to aim. I'm an adult.
Well, I
Wait,
also
is the top of the toilet clean, like the thing that you press to flush? Because you
plunger?
touched it after pooping.
Yeah.
Yeah, wiping your ass.
Yes, I keep my toilets clean.
Well, I also, to be fair, I also press
I
that with
don't
my
know
foot
about that.
even at home.
I also do that.
Why the fuck do you do that?
It's just become
Your
a habit.
feet are
From,
dirty as well.
You're
so
gonna
that's
fucking
dirty.
I wear
slip one
socks.
day. You're gonna fucking slip and drop kick your toilet one day.
I already know it's gonna happen
I
one day, but I've
absolutely.
been doing
Do you
it for
guys
years, so we got a
actually?
good record.
Are you that nasty that you? Okay, what do you do in a public toilet then? Because I will absolutely not touch the flush button if I'm outside.
Same.
yeah, no,
I've
a fucking-
never,
of
I've
course.
never touched that. Never would.
Yeah.
Of course not. Yeah, no.
Okay, that's.
What's your point?
Well, my point is, you guys are acting like you do lose your balance and fall backwards and like crack your skull or something. It's normal as a
No,
guy
I'm just
to
saying.
hit the toilet button.
I'm just saying this. Just because you touch your wiener or whatever. That's not the dirty aspect to me. It's like touching the toilet, I guess.
But like I said, I also don't touch my wiener when I'm at home. Like I just drop trowel. Very simple process.
You touch
like
your
gravity
wiener
to
at
work.
home. I've
Yeah,
talked
we
to
see it all
people.
the time.
We've seen
Come on,
it.
we've seen it.
Yeah.
You keep slapping that thing around. You can owes you money.
Yeah.
Anyway, how did we get on this topic?
I
we're
touch
talking
everything and
No,
then I just don't give a shit. I wash my hands. I'll flush.
Yeah,
I'll touch
it
my
takes
wiener.
like
I'll
1
shake.
second
I
to
don't give
wash
a
the
fuck.
hand.
Doesn't
Wash your
matter.
hands, I mean.
Okay, I
If
know
you,
it takes
if you
1
knew how
second to wash
filthy
your
things
hands, but-
actually are, you would never touch anything again.
Well, yeah, but you shouldn't be like a germaphobe like that. There's
No,
germs on
I
everything.
mean,
It's not-
statistically,
You're not a germaphobe for washing your hands after you go to the toilet.
Oh no, that's not what I
statistically,
meant. I
you're
just
fucking-
said like everything is dirty, yes, but that's something you have to come to peace with
Yeah.
sometimes.
yeah,
for sure.
statistically, your keyboard has more germs and microbes than your fucking toilet. Like, you don't know what
Do you
things
think-
are actually dirty. Your kitchen sponge is dirtier than anything in your bathroom.
Do you think your keyboard has more germs on it than your asshole?
That's a good question, actually.
What's dirtier?
Well, wasn't
When I
there
type
a,
a sentence to people, am I
is this
basically
just
fingering
a
my butt?
urban myth that I heard, or was this our proven? Don't they say that your toilet has fewer germs than your toothbrush because people assume that toilets are dirty, so they wash them more often?
I think it's just So the thing is, germs build up over time, and with your keyboard, you're constantly putting your hands on it, and with your toothbrush, you're constantly putting it in your mouth. Whereas your toilet, yeah, you sit there for a bit, and then you're done.
Yeah,
or
but
sometimes
I mean,
you're not even sitting; you're just standing there and pissing.
Yeah,
like
but
the toilet handle. A lot of people have germaphobe things about the toilet handle, but in your own house,
wait, did
do
you
get
say
piss
sitting,
on it?
Did you say
do you
sitting,
shit on it?
Do you say sitting there and pissing? Do you sit to pee? Are you one of those people?
If I'm taking a shit.
Oh, okay, yeah, that's fair. I'm asking just pissing.
But that's a good example. The toilet handle. You two said, oh, the toilet handle is filthy. And in public bathroom, yeah, that's a different topic. But in your house, do you piss and shit on the handle?
No.
Because if not, it's probably
Only
pretty
in public.
clean.
No, I doubt it's clean.
It's definitely not clean.
But you know what I mean. It's not like disgusting, filthy either.
Well, it's definitely not clean if fucking Charlie's in your house touching it with his feet. That's definitely not clean.
It's called efficiency and safety, Jackson. Just because you throw caution to
ruining
the
the toilet
wind
for
to
the next
live
person.
loosey-goosey doesn't mean everyone should. I take
You're a
precaution.
danger. You're a menace. Do you guys, when you do have to shit in public, I avoid it like the plague.
Me
like
too.
I love it.
Never do it.
I hate
But
it.
there have been like one or two times or a couple times in my life where I have had to succumb to the toilet out in the wild. And do you guys coat the toilet in like toilet paper?
No.
Yeah, you have to. I could not sit
good.
raw on a toilet. No shit.
No.
I wipe it down really good. I pull out toilet paper, make sure it's all scrubbed off. But like if I don't see visible poopy or anything, I'm just gonna sit and take a shit.
If I
Doesn't
can
matter.
That is
wipe it,
wild.
if I
That
can
is
wipe it,
wild.
I do wipe it with. If I have like hand sanitizer or something, you can squeeze some on there and then wipe it with some toilet paper. But also, if I have to shit outside, like on an airplane toilet, I'm already assuming that once my ass touches this thing, the act alone has tarnished me. I am now, my cherry is popped. I am dirty. There's no point in like putting down toilet paper because I'm jumping in the first shower I see anyway.
Yeah, that's fair.
So
I mean,
airplane
it's gonna be a while
toilets-
for that next shower. But
Airplane
yeah.
toilets for me are a totally different story because I'm literally too tall to fit into them, so I have to piss sitting in an airplane toilet.
It's not even being too tall. They're so
So you're gonna say
fucking
you had to shit
tiny.
in the aisle or something?
They get
I have to
tinier
shit in
and
a bucket
tinier.
and the stewardess takes it away. Yeah.
Tinier. It's like a little cup. It's like the little room that like Harry Potter lived in under the stairs. It's incredible how small they make those things now. On a giant
Yeah,
plane.
they're not great. They're really not great.
So whenever I go to the toilet in public, I always create like another toilet lid basically out of toilet paper that sits on top of the existing toilet lid, and then sit on that and poop through the hole in the middle.
This is so excessive. You guys take like an hour to shit in the public bathroom then?
It'd take an hour
Well, no,
to
I'm
shit
pretty
a
efficient.
It really
Like,
doesn't take that long.
Yeah, it's just like 3 pieces of toilet paper, really, left, right, and then backboard.
Yeah, top and bottom.
Oh god, the most
Reasonable
vile.
square.
Is there any feeling more vile than your dick touching the toilet while you're shitting in public?
Oh yeah,
Oh.
yeah, that I hate.
That's spine tingling.
Ugh,
it
that's
is-
not
All
great.
this
Goosebumps.
conversation about toilets has made me need to pee. I'll be right back.
Okay. my
All right.
All right.
my
Yeah,
wife's
no,
grandma's
that's
gonna
something
love
where
this
I
episode.
get ooked out. Like I'm a real tough, strong man when it comes to these kind of things, as you've heard, compared to you guys. But if the tip of my dick touches that toilet, it's just my day's ruined. I can't stop thinking about how awful that would be.
No, I am, like I said, tarnished. I am an untouchable until I get to shower. My wife cannot touch me. My friends cannot touch me. Nobody look at me. I might as well be radioactive, just humming and glowing. It is disgusting. Ugh.
Yeah, it's pretty yucky. I agree. I definitely don't take it like Kaya takes it though, like cooties. But yeah, it's gross.
It is. I do. I feel so violated if I have to shit in
So
public.
here's another question on that then, and we can also rope Jackson in when he gets back. So your protocol for cleanliness, we've all described it. Do you have a protocol for the actual act? Like, does the bathroom have to be empty? Do you have to have a specific stall? Does it have to be noisy to cover up your shit? Like, are there any other mantras you have?
Yes, I do put on a podcast when I sit down to shit because that's my shitty time. So I
For the whole bathroom?
don't know what you mean by whole.
I imagine he
bathroom.
means at home.
Like, oh yeah, I meant
Oh,
at home.
I'm talking about public toilets.
Oh no, I just go in and I shit
Yeah.
and I get out. It's yeah.
Yeah. Because I know, I'm guessing Charlie has a thing where, do you have a thing where it's like got to kind of be empty or where you won't be
No.
noticed?
No, I really don't care. I let it.
Okay.
I let it go hog wild.
I've heard so many
Yeah,
dudes
I used
just
to.
let
I
it
used to be
rip.
where.
I Yeah, there's
For
no
the
point in being
longest
shy.
time, I used to be like, oh, if there's other people, I can't shit, or oh, there's gonna be like a lot of noise so people don't notice, or other people shitting or whatever. But now I don't care. I go in and I fire away. I couldn't give
No,
less of a shit
shitting is
now.
fine because there's a stall, but I still, to this day, I do not understand why there's like a little space underneath and above the stalls, and sometimes that space is so big, much
Yeah.
bigger than it has to be, and I feel exposed. And also, I know we're all men, but can we have some dignity? I don't know why like urinals are just a straight up trough now, where they don't even bother putting the little dividers in between.
They've always been that.
I know.
Yeah, the
but, like,
dividers are kind of going away.
yeah, like
Yeah,
give me
I hate
some
that.
privacy. I know, I get it. We're all dudes.
Well,
Who gives
it's
a shit? But come
post-COVID.
on.
We're trying to make people social with one another again. We're trying to,
Be social.
instill a sense of community, maybe.
Bring the dividers down.
Strike up a conversation with your pals at the trough.
See, that's the next Vice News video. Urinal dividers are going away. Why?
Tear down
We're
the
going
wall. Like, what the fuck? And-
It goes all the way to the top. The government doesn't want dividers
I
anymore.
think, Jackson, don't you
Yeah, he
shit
will
naked
not
at
divide
home?
us.
Yeah.
remember you
it's just
getting
free, liberating.
Shit for that from people, but I do the same thing because my ritual is that
Why?
because I immediately go in the shower after I shit anyway. I wipe and I get in the shower.
It just feels good to shit naked.
I mean,
It
that's
really
fine.
doesn't. Like, I don't understand. It's just, it feels like shitting. That's it.
Yeah, it's the same.
Shitting
I
can
could
feels
do
like
it.
you
I
don't
could
have
do,
to,
I could
like-
do it either way.
It doesn't feel like you got like handcuffs around your ankles or whatever.
That too, yeah. You
Oh,
get to
come
spread
on,
your legs
dude.
much more.
You
Wear
can't like
looser
spread your
pants.
legs.
You sound like
You can't
Tommy
spread your
Pickles.
legs.
Like, what the fuck do you mean? It's he's just taking a shit, man.
Yeah, but
I
just
know you're
sometimes.
taking your shit, but I can free myself.
Yeah, you need to spread your legs to get just a more comfortable angle to shit.
Yeah.
Get a squatty potty then. Like, what do you mean?
Yeah.
There's so many
Just
ways.
get naked. What's wrong with getting naked? You're shitting anyway.
What do you mean? Like, there are so many reasons why you don't have to get naked to take a shit. I don't even know
Yeah,
what
do
to
you
do.
shit at a
You can
friend's
be
house?
naked whenever you want.
Do you shit at a friend's house and they knock and say, "Is everything okay?" And you say, "Yeah, I'm just putting my clothes back on."
Well, I wouldn't get fully naked at like a friend's house.
Yeah, me neither.
Then why go fully naked anywhere? That just wastes time.
Because it's
What's
my
the
home.
I'm
point?
at home. I get to enjoy myself.
Wait,
Yeah.
why is it wasting
Shitting is not a
time?
fun period.
If I'm going to shower
shitting's
anyway,
great.
why is it a waste of time for me to take my clothes off before or after
No,
shitting?
Kaya's
It's different for
different.
you. It's different for you.
Kaya,
Oh.
you're different.
Well, no, I also
Yeah.
shower most of the time. I also shower most of the time.
That sounds like a fucking
Every
lie to
time.
save
Yeah,
face
I
right
too
now. It
also
sounds like a
shower.
bold-faced
No.
lie.
Oh yeah,
Wait, no, I've said
yeah.
that. I've said that since the beginning. Go back. Go back to the first episode.
The very first episode.
Yeah,
using
it was the
this
first thing I
cover.
said. No, I 100% do sometimes.
That's
That's
not
a-
100%.
That's the very opposite definition of
You just
100%.
pulled the Anchorman line. 70% of the time it works every time. That's what you just did. Oh, 100% of the time I sometimes shower.
No,
That doesn't
I have
mean
to piss because
anything.
of Jackson. I'll be right back.
Yeah, I'm gonna time you.
We can just wrap. We're at the end.
Yeah,
Only for Kaya.
Nah, he doesn't need to be here for it. We'll just disappear, and he'll come back and be confused.
I
yeah.
still will never understand you getting fully nude to shit. It will never compute with me. It seems
Well,
just
this is
so
something I
wildly
started-
inefficient.
I would get,
Inefficient.
I would
'cause it's
understand if you're
so much
sitting on the
extra
toilet.
process.
If you're sitting on the toilet and you go, "Oh, I'll kick my shorts off." Just,
Yeah,
whatever. I'll get
that
a little
makes a
more
little more
comfortable.
sense.
But taking
That's
your
the same
shirt
thing.
off and like intentionally just getting naked. Do you take your socks off too?
Yeah, dude, yeah, I was just about to ask.
I don't wear socks at home.
Okay. Yeah. Hmm.
Well, like if you
They're
if
usually
you,
off.
if you come home, like after being out, I imagine you wear socks when you're out, right? Do you take
Yeah,
them off
yeah.
when shitting?
Well, yeah, I would 100%
Oh,
because
that's so weird.
the act is like
Yeah.
freeing myself so I can take part in this primal display of shitting. That's what it comes down to. I just want to be completely
I think the only
devoid
solution.
of any restrictions while I
I think
shit.
the only solution, Jackson, is I need to visit you and watch you shit naked.
Yeah, but you can watch
and see what I'm
Yeah,
missing.
that's fine.
Yeah, take a
I mean,
video
take
for
notes.
us.
it's exactly what you might expect. I'm just naked shitting.
That's fine. I need
It's
to see
pretty
it though for
straightforward.
authenticity.
It just makes no sense. It's so much extra
Why?
process, like taking your shirt and socks off to take a shit.
It's
It's
not
so
about
weird.
hey, it's not about like the efficiency of things because I know I'm going to be there for like at least 10-15 minutes shitting anyway.
For me, shitting is like a transaction. Like I get in, I swipe the credit card, I get out. Like I actually
Well, that's
take
up to
some
you.
2-minute shits. I couldn't imagine
Do you,
spending that
do you
much
take
time
your socks
shitting.
off, Jackson?
Yeah.
That is a little weird. Like, what? The socks don't impede you spreading your legs.
Well, neither does the shirt. Why are we pretending like the shirt impedes him from spreading his legs? Why are we humoring him?
The shirt does impede me feeling free.
This is how you regain control in your.
I want to shit like our ancestors shit.
I want to shit like a king. I want to shit like a god.
Oh, that's awesome.
There's nothing weird about it.
No, it's not weird. It's just stupid.
There's nothing stupid.
It is weird and it is stupid. Like both are
Just
true.
do it. Just do it and you'll see.
I've done it
You'll
before.
see how nice it feels.
I've taken a shit before hopping in the shower. I don't notice a major difference. As long as your legs are not obstructed, it's the same thing.
Yeah, I've shit before getting in the shower too, so I am naked and I'm not sitting there like, whoa.
Like, I'm gonna do this more often.
Yeah.
What's this in my shit? Is this a $20 bill? This is amazing.
Hey, where are my fellow naked shitters at? leave some
Naked
comments.
shitters.
Let me know I'm not alone.
Naked shit.
Represent. Hey, I just remembered we do have a voicemail. If you are a naked shitter, call 404-913-3858 and tell us why you think shitting naked makes sense. Or if you have counter arguments,
It's just going to be a ton of people lying to make Jackson feel better.
It's not going to be
would-
authentic.
Sure.
I
People
think-
want to make me feel better.
No, I think
There's
there's
no
more
way
naked
it's gonna be
shitters out there than
authentic.
you think. I think there's more of us than you
Yeah,
think.
100%. I learned it from
Yeah.
somewhere. They learned it from somewhere. It's a time. It's a fabled history.
You guys want to switch the topic real quick? I have a...
I thought we were gonna wrap.
We can do a quick one.
Yeah, I was
Alright,
going
yeah,
to
what's
say,
up?
good luck to Ethan Ralph, because I've heard he is now permanently split from his wife. They are going their separate way, and I thought that just like last time when he lamented her abandoning him at the airport, and then the next day he pretended that it was all a troll, a work in the wrestling terms, I thought he was going to do the same thing, but no. He actually woke up sober, and he did not deny that his wife left him. So he is now apparently trying his hand at sobriety. Good for him. I just wanted to gloat that my marriage lasted longer than his real quick. Wanted to shove that in there. And also, could everyone on the internet... So here's the thing. I am so unemployable because of this fucking podcast now, I think. Quick tale. My wife was on the phone with her grandma, and her grandma apparently asked her something with quite a bit of concern in her voice about something that she read about me on the internet. Namely,
Oh no.
she asked if it's true that I am the son of Hitler, which had to be debunked, I think. I don't have any
Using
DNA
evidence.
I don't have any DNA tests to prove this, but stop calling me the son of Hitler on Reddit, I guess. I don't know. My grandma, her grandma is reading this stuff, which is quite problematic.
I'd like to see the evidence that you aren't, honestly.
True.
Yeah, that's still never been proven.
Facts.
I'm also
Do you have Twitter verification saying you're not?
I don't.
You might be.
Damn it. That was it.
Oh well.
That was about it. Did I tell you guys about my salt lick? Okay,
I don't know what that
Salt lick?
means.
Yeah, I don't even know what that is.
You don't know what a salt lick is?
Like a horse?
Okay, that is
Is it like a food?
okay. That's discriminatory. Okay, they are technically made for horses and deer, but it is just Himalayan
Yeah.
salt. So I bought a salt lick on Amazon, which has caused my wife to get quite angry at me and roll her eyes. She also doesn't like that I give it names like Saltwester Stallone and Saltma Hayek, and that I lick it like
And
a
you
deer.
lick it.
Yes, it's salt.
You know you can eat food, Kaya.
Yeah, but sometimes I just want to taste
Why don't you
salt.
just eat salt? So
Get
what,
some
you just bought
chips.
salt? It's,
I don't
It's
know.
just salt. Salt lick is just salt.
It's a cube of salt. I just looked it up. You're just buying salt cubes.
Yes,
Yeah, you're just buying salt.
I don't want
You
to
can-
eat.
you
I'm
can
not
eat
hungry.
food,
Sometimes
Kaya.
I
You
just
can
want to
put
eat
salty
salt.
food.
You could put salt on a chip
I
or
don't
a
want
cracker
to eat.
or I don't know anything.
I want the taste. I don't want to eat. I don't want the
Lick
extra
your
calories.
keyboard.
Look what?
Then make some salty tea. They make saltwater tea.
Who said I'm not
Yeah.
drinking salt water?
So you're eating a cube of salt while drinking
fuck?
salt water.
What? You're like the cockroach from Men in Black. What the fuck is happening?
Oh my god.
That guy ate sugar, I think.
What
but
has
yes.
gone wrong?
What do you mean? I just like salt.
There's a lot of revelations in this
I've
episode.
always...
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, call the voicemail and tell me if you also like salt. I'm a salt slut, dude.
Why are you so judgmental, Charlie, about all of
Yeah,
our
wait a
little
minute.
gimmicks and hang-ups? You're the short pisser.
A salt pisser. What does that
No,
mean?
you're the short pisser. You take
yeah.
too quick on pissing.
I know. I'm the tiny tinkler. I know, but that's not like weird.
Quick,
I'm not gonna lie, I'm gonna
It is
riff on
weird.
you pretty hard for being a short pisser, just saying.
Yeah, that's embarrassing.
Yeah, that's super embarrassing.
Yeah, tiny bladder. Why are you
Doesn't even
judging
make
me?
sense. Why would you do
Also,
that?
I got the go-ahead from a doctor, so we were in urgent care, just a regular...
You got doctor approval?
Okay, yes. All
For
right.
eating
okay,
salt?
I was there for an unrelated issue. But we were sitting there, we were making conversation
Yeah, probably
with the
your
doctor.
sodium intake.
I literally asked the doctor, I'm paraphrasing, but it went something like, because I always get judged about how much salt I put on my food. So I went, Mr. Doctor, in your esteemed medical opinion, can I consume too much salt? Or do I consume too much salt? And he looked me up and down, and this is not a joke. This is going to sound like a joke, but it's not. He said, no, all the studies show that salt only affects like African Americans. And then he looked me up and down, and he said, you look
What?
European. And I had the biggest fucking smile on my face because my wife was sitting there completely
What doctor did you
incredulous.
go see?
I see. And you're sure you're not the son of Hitler?
I am not making this up. It was the dumbest.
What are you
It was so
talking about?
obviously like silly sounding, but he genuinely said this. He said all the studies show that it's not really a concern unless you're African American. And then he looked me up and down, and I just turned to my wife like, "See."
What doctor did you go see? What?
I mean, he was presumably licensed. I don't know. He had the right to prescribe me shit.
You don't know if he was licensed or not?
Yeah, where did you go to the crew from Breaking Bad? They're like medical expert? Like, Jesus Christ.
I don't know. It was one of those just clinics where you make an appointment and you go the next day and stuff.
Oh, like a walk-in clinic?
Yeah,
well,
isn't it called urgent care? Am I misremembering?
Yeah, no. Well, some of them are, but yeah, it's just a walk-in clinic.
Is this the right time to tell you guys that this is the reason why I've actually considered carrying around a salt holster? Like, just so, you know, I can...
Oh my god.
Okay, I'm gonna get jumped.
Kaya, if you ever take
I got
your
my
own life,
six-shooter.
Kaya, if you ever take your own life, for the love of God, buy one of those salt guns that you kill bugs with and just blow your fucking brains out with it.
Ooh, it would have to be like a
It'd be
salt
poetic.
cannon, though, for it to work on a human.
Yeah. It'd be poetic, though.
That's
You
the
could
way
do
to
it like
go.
in your mouth through the brainstem.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean,
Get a little flavor blast before you go.
oh my god, that's the way to die. Just like smother me in a salt mine or something.
That sounds just so fucking bad. I didn't even know it was possible to like salt to this level.
Oh no, plenty of people love salt to that level.
Yeah,
Well,
but they
maybe
just
not
eat
that level,
food
actually.
like normal people.
Yeah. I think people just like salt on their food. Yeah, that's
Yeah.
a normal level of salt. I don't know what the fuck you're doing. Just
I have-
like licking salt.
Okay, this is now
out of
Kaya
your head.
confession hour and
That's
everybody
fucking
judge
weird.
me hour, but I drilled into the salt lick to break it into several pieces of different sizes. So now I have a bedside salt lick that I sometimes wake up and lick. Okay, that's my embarrassing confession of that.
You're actually a horse. You're actually like an animal. Why do you have salt? What about ants? Do they eat salt?
What about what?
Yeah, do you not have a problem with ants and shit?
Ants?
Yeah.
Yeah.
What do you mean, ant? What the fuck are ants? What?
You don't know what ants are? Like
The animal? What do ants have to do with salt?
Yes.
yes, the insect. Yeah. What do you mean? What is it?
Well,
They like
them as much as you.
Oh, no, I mean, it's not
What
no
the
more.
fuck
leaving-
are ants?
I just got so confused. No,
I
and we
love
don't
it.
have ants, and like we're not in the first story in our apartment, and also it's no different than if you leave a cup of coffee out, I would assume. Plus, don't they like sugar more?
Yeah, I wouldn't do that.
Well, even still though, it's different. They don't really go for like liquids like coffee. It'll usually just be like leftover food that you have on the table
Yeah.
and crumbs or
Well, I
something.
know they
so if
go
you're
for
leaving your-
Crumbs, yeah.
They
if
go
you're
for
leaving a
sugar
fucking
as
cube
well.
of salt out.
I
yeah,
really
or
don't
sugar.
think ants are going to like flock to a salt lick. I don't think that's a thing.
They flock to anything that's like they can smell.
anything.
So hang on, the bedside salt lick. What's the purpose of that? Are you like reading a good book, winding down, and just numbing on it a little bit?
I can tell you what it is. He wakes up with like a salt into his sweat that he's looking. He needs salt desperately.
Okay, do you
He's
guys have
addicted.
like bedside like water, just in case you wake up at night and you maybe just feel like
That's the opposite of salt.
Yeah, okay, but I
It's the
also just
exact
like having
opposite of
salt.
salt. Yeah.
What's the issue? I like having both.
Yeah, but you wake up and like salt and then go back to bed, assumedly.
I had to look up
So
something.
weird.
Did you get like? Is there store brand salt lick that you bought, Kaya, or did you actually get like cattle feed salt lick?
I mean, it was for deer. I got it on Amazon.
Okay, so when you said you drilled into it, I'm looking at it now. You weren't getting salt cubes. You were actually getting salt stones that they hang from like these wire, huh? So you had to drill in to like the most outrageously large piece of salt. That's so
Okay,
fucking
here's what
unhinged.
I ordered. Himalayan nature, 100% natural Himalayan rock, deer salt block, animal licking mineral salt block, 2 to 5 pounds.
Licking.
Packaging may vary, and the logo is a deer.
Oh my
or a moose,
god.
I guess I don't know what the fuck.
Kaya,
that is.
this
Never
thing
heard of
comes up.
anyone
This
doing
thing,
this.
they sell this in up to 6 pounds.
Yeah, it comes in bricks.
You could have 6 pounds of salt, dude.
You could build a house out of these, which I kind of want to try. But
You're-
it would rain and suck.
I
You
am
would live
very
in that forever until you died, and you just lick the walls for sustenance.
Yeah, I think I would be very curious. In like a year from now, we should send you to like a real doctor and have him do like a hypertension test and see what you're looking like there.
In the meantime, we should build him a house made out of Himalayan salt rocks as like a American Extreme Makeover fucking gimmick.
This is so fucking wild, Kaya.
That is actually fucking wild.
I like salt. I can't lie.
You're an animal.
Kaya is my only friend who goes on Amazon and finds an 8-pound block of salt and goes, perfect.
Oh,
Yeah,
This
put
is
the-
my
Finally.
Christmas gift to myself.
finally a salt brick fit for my bedside table. And then he fucking hangs his tongue out while he's asleep.
Sure, the brick
Oh,
was.
my night routine is
Okay.
I do a little reading of the classics and then I just lick my salt lick to
Well, I
ease
also
me
have
into
a
sleep.
table-side salt lick, which I can show on camera right.
Oh
if
my
it
God.
focused. This is what I keep on the table, so I can like lick it like the sorcerer's stone.
They have a
Oh, my God,
16-pound salt lick on Amazon. It keeps
Wait, let
getting
me-
bigger.
Wait, let me see that one more time, Kaya. He's actually got the infinity stone of salt at his fucking table.
There.
That's so fucking cool.
It just.
Give us a lick right now.
Nah.
Yeah, do it live.
Dude, I'm not sure.
That's awesome. That's so cool.
Kaya's saltistic.
That's so great. That's dedication to a hobby. I'll give you that.
Yeah, no, that's good. I mean,
It's
it sounds
not a
like an
hobby.
addiction.
I
Yeah,
love
he's
it.
clearly addicted.
No, I support
Addicted.
it.
I mean, you might
think
be
we should
right.
keep going.
I bet I could go
There's no
like
argument
a week
there.
without salt. Probably.
That should never be a sentence that anyone ever says.
Oh, okay, fuck
or
boy.
needs to say.
Go a week without getting naked on the toilet. Maybe we can compare our addictions.
No, fine.
Oh, big play.
I am addicted to that.
Okay.
It's the only way I know how to shit.
Jackson's
I don't know,
butthole just
Kaya-
clenches shut if he's not naked.
Kaya might be onto something. I found a salt lick that's like massive. You're supposed to hang it on fences so cows can lick it.
That's what I just looked at. Yeah.
And the description is, so he might be onto something. It says, superior material, good texture, perfect details, which can bring you a good experience. They might be onto something.
Well, good experience for cows and deer. I
No,
assume.
it says
Highest.
bring you a good experience.
Yeah, you like your cows and deers being happy.
I don't know,
Yeah,
man. It
that's
sounds
it.
like they want people to lick this salt.
That's what they
I
all
don't think
say.
so.
Happy wife, happy life, happy deer. Oh yeah.
Happy salt, not my fault.
Nice. All right, let's wrap on that note. It was a
Okie
great
dokie.
episode.
That was very fun.
That was spectacular.
Yeah, that was,
It was
quite
pretty
the
good,
revelation.
but that whole last twist fucking threw me off. It's like an M. Night Shyamalan episode.
I was
I
Hitler's
love
son
that
all
so
along.
much.
All right.
Out of every hobby, Kaya, I knew you were an eccentric
fucking
man.
hobby.
That's, all
I
four
don't
of us
do
are
this
eccentric
instead of, like,
people, but
playing
out of
chess.
every...
Okay.
You do.
Every fascination, out of every fascination you could have, I know we're all eccentric dudes, but having salt licks around the house is not what I expected. That's so cool.
Fair enough. I would probably admit that this is kind of out of the ordinary. Maybe I should apply for that show, My Strange Addiction, or something.
Oh, yes. That's a good idea.
Actually,
that is a good idea.
Do it.
I think they would literally roll their eyes at me and yawn because those people are addicted to like eating literal cat shit. And it's like,
but they don't have many of those people left. Like they would absolutely just take here's Kaya with his fucking salt block.
Kaya, you could be in the same category as the woman who ate her mattress. Like that's big names.
Okay, at least salt is an actual edible substance. Don't put me in a category with her.
Yeah.
That's not fair.
True.
I'm not eating cotton balls. All right, let's wrap.
Jackson.
True. All right. Thank you for listening to this week's episode. Appreciate it a lot. We'll see you next time. Patreon.com/theofficialpodcast for bonus episodes. There's a new Podophiles episode going up very soon.
It was a big one too. Jackson really
it was a lot of fun.
He did a lot of homework. We went for over an hour.
Yeah, it was a lot of fun, actually. That was a great episode, Kaya.
That was very good.
If you're not on the Patreon, you'll be able to listen to it in about a week's time. So look out for that. That's Podophiles. Thank you for listening to this show, though, the official podcast. It was a lot of fun, boys. Thank you. We'll see you next week.
Bye-bye.
Thanks, everyone. Bye-bye.